Hey, what's up guys? It's ElasticSpyder here from Brothers in Arms World of Warships, and today I have a ranked gameplay. So, I am in my Benson along with 7 other people, that is, and 1 Fubuki on our team. We have a Hipper, Amagi, and Bismarck for our cruiser and battleship. And the enemy team has a Bismarck, Amagi, and Mogami, so this is going to be definitely an interesting game since these are not the best cruisers for ranked. I do prefer, personally, I do like the Kutuzov or the Chapayev. I've had some success with the Atago, but the Hipper and the New Orleans and the Mogami, they are slightly weaker. But when put in the right hands, they can be very, very effective. I want to give a little shout out here to Cleverest Ruse. I managed to get into a ranked game with him, so that's all fun and dandy. I really hope that, the best for him and obviously the best for me, because I need that rank 1 and I need those doubloons, don't we all? But so yeah, we'll just see how that kind of works out and see who comes out on top. So I am going to scout B. I do something that's kind of risky. I do pop my speed boost to get to B earlier. I'm hoping, and this is the only reason I really do this, is you have 3 DDs go, you have a majority of your DDs go to one objective where the rest of your team's going, and then another one go to the opposite objective, because a lot of the time you'll see people, they'll go mainly to one objective. The teams will go mainly to one objective, and then the other objective is open. So that's what I'm hoping for here. The enemy does start capturing objective Alpha first, so I'm kind of hoping that they are all there. We do see one that gets spotted, and now 2. So this is a good and bad sign. So there is either only 2 enemy destroyers on A and 2 on B, or they're still all there but they haven't been spotted yet. So I managed to get to the cap first, most likely because of my speed boost. Obviously, if you pop your speed boost from spawn to get to the objective quicker, you do have to wait for it to come back so you can get out of dodge really quickly, but that is kind of what your smoke is for, which is kind of a nice thing to have. So as you can see, the cap has not been increasing, so that means there is a destroyer on here, at least one, and I do notify my team of that. I try and stay on here as long as possible, just so that they don't get the cap. But as you'll see in a second, I do get spotted right there, and so I start engaging. I do have AP loaded from last game, so that's kind of unfortunate. But I do take about 2,000 damage, which is definitely not a good trade considering I only did 804. So this is actually, I almost took 3,000. So that is definitely not a good start to the game. I do not blow my repair here, just because I am afraid that I'm going to get spotted again and possibly have fire, and then I'll have to burn that whole duration most likely. So that is something I do not want to do, so I'll just keep the broken engine just for a little bit, and I look like I'm going to be okay. Got behind this island. And now I am off to support my team at A, because I do not want to fight 2 Bensons. There's no way that I'm going to get out of that unless they completely potato or they eat one of my torps or something. But so I definitely do not want to fight them. So I do take a little bit of another risk. I try to take the quickest route to A by going next to this island to my right here. I could go between the little gap and be safer, but I also kind of want to cover this Amagi because of torps. So just something to keep in mind. Again, your positioning matters. This is risky. I don't have a speed boost, or now I'm getting it back, but I didn't have my smoke either, so that is definitely problematic if I do get spotted, especially with 2 Bensons lurking around. So our Amagi has taken a lot of damage very quickly. It's only been about 5 minutes into the game, and he's already hovering around a third of his health. So we are definitely at the disadvantage here, especially with the amount of damage that I've taken already. And since the Benson is a knife fighter, it does hurt the team. However, we have done some pretty good damage to the Amagi. However, the Amagi does take out our friendly Fubuki. Does look like we are going to cap Objective Alpha unless this Bismarck pushes onto Alpha, which he is, so that is going to stop the cap, which again is problematic. Good for them because they are constantly building a point lead. They of course have Objective Bravo, and they have they've killed one of our ships, so they do have a significant point lead, about 200 points, but that is not so significant at this point in the battle. The caps aren't too important as of right now. It's really how many ships you have left. That is something I like to see, or I like to point out, is that the quicker you die, the quicker your team loses. So obviously you do want to stay alive as long as possible, and it is always a good idea to do that, especially when you aren't in a destroyer and you are playing domination, because one of the destroyer's jobs is to capture those objectives. Now, I see that this Benson does get spotted, but I kind of want to keep hammering this Bismarck because he is on low health. He probably blew his repair, and I want to burn him down as quickly as possible to try and make the score a little bit even. So he is burning, It looks like he's gonna die. 2,000 health. Yeah, he's definitely dead. So now I turn back and try and help my Amagi. He is probably gonna eat Torps just for the fact that he's all alone. I do tell my friendly destroyer, what's his name, Grudge, I believe it's Grudge, that we should go help our Amagi and take this guy out. Silver Moon is also going to come with us, so this is good. These two destroyers are way out of position. They have no chance of getting back to their fleet, especially if we cut them off, which we will most likely do. And it looks like they blew both of their smokes, so that is definitely good for us. That means that one of us can smoke up, or two of us can smoke up, and the other can spot. Either way, it's a good sign. Looks like this Benson is lining up for a Torp run. There you see the Torps, and our Amagi's probably going to die. 2 sets of Benson Torps. That low health, you're pretty much guaranteed dead, and there you go. But I do get him, which, in my opinion, I think a lot of people would agree with me, losing a battleship and taking a destroyer, I think that's a good trade any day. However, the pure battleship power is something that cannot be denied. But I think we're going to be okay. The only problem I see here right now with all 3 of our DDs going after this one guy is that obviously the enemy team is going to get Objective Alpha. Now, in reality, I probably should have turned back. I launched 1 set of Torps just in case the Benson tries to come through really quickly. Hopefully that will give him at least something to deal with, something else to think about besides 2 Bensons shooting at him. He has to worry about Torps as well. So this is a conscious decision that I made. I have to either kill this Benson or go help my battleship and cruiser. I ultimately decided to kill this Benson just because the quicker he dies, the better. I am obviously not spotted because I have glorious concealment, and I have a smoke barrier between me and him. I kill him, 2nd destroyer dead. Our battleship does die to the enemy Amagi, so all of our battleships have since died. This is not looking good, but the thing that we have that they don't have is that we have 3 destroyers to their 2. So both of our destroyers are going to be, I really would have wished to see that only one of them would go, since there is no other DDs there. They're all here. You can see one sitting in smoke, and the other one's probably lurking around somewhere near there. So I am obviously trying to rush this Amagi while staying undetected. However, I do get spotted by this Benson, and I missed my first few shots. I do get one hit. He hits my engine for a good salvo by him. He pops his smoke. I am not able to kill him, and that's unfortunate. I have to smoke up as well, just for the fact that I do not want to get hit by this Amagi. And I almost forgot that, yeah, I have to repair my engine to slow down, but that's okay. This Amagi's turning in, so I just guess where he's going to be going. I don't trust the indicator. I figure he's going to be turning in. When he sees a smoke screen, I would be doing the same thing. I would be turning into the smoke, just because you are expected to think about torps coming. So I am definitely going to try and hit him. However, this is the least ideal angle. You obviously want the battleship to be slightly an angle, probably about 50 or 60 degrees to you, to get the best torping angle, because the torps reach the enemy quicker, but at the same time they don't. You still have a very good chance of hitting him because the battleship is not so maneuverable. I take out the third destroyer of the match. Certainly a good game. Not too much damage thus far. I've only landed one torpedo hit, and that was on the enemy Benson. I do get another one there, but no flooding, interestingly enough. So I don't know. Usually that is pretty good luck, especially with Benson torpedoes or from a destroyer. Carriers, I don't expect flooding all the time, just for the fact that they're not as potent, but that's just unfortunate either way. I am, of course, undetected. I have great concealment in the Benson. When I'm shooting, I can be stealth firing up to, I believe, 9.6 kilometers. So I'm going to just sit here and pelt this guy, trying to get a fire, because I'm assuming either his damage control is out or he blew it on the one fire that I already had on him. This is getting really close. The enemy team still has a 200-point lead, approximately, so we're going to have to do something semi-quickly. Looks like the Hipper is hydro-spotting this Amagi, so this is good. So I'm just pelting him, trying to set a fire. And so yeah, we're just kind of sitting here. There we go, there's a fire, and it looks like the enemy Amagi got hit by a torpedo, which hopefully there's flooding. It should be flooding. Got hit in the bow. I'm going to try and set another fire on him, but it does look like he repaired, so that is good. His damage control is down. I switched to the Benson because he is hammering our Benson, but I quickly switched back because my shells at 11 kilometers, they are not gonna, they're not likely to hit him, so I go for the confirmed damage, and yeah. My friendly Benson smokes up, and I try and go spot for him. However, I can spot without, and while still shooting, so this is good, as long as I stay with farther from 9.6 kilometers. So anyway, our friendly Hipper is going to charge this Mogami. We'll see how this turns out. So I am obviously spotting for our Benson, something that you should do in ranked. If you see that one of your destroyers has smoked up, definitely just go spot for him. I know it helps him out a lot and all of that. Looks like the enemy Mogami is just kiting away this Hipper, so it's going to be definitely an interesting battle between those two, especially with an Amagi coming around to flank our Hipper. I see a Benson spotted 6.4 kilometers. I have 5.8 kilometer detection. Base, or not base, but with all of the upgrade that's in top configuration. Mogami does torp the Hipper. The Hipper dies. I end up smoking here because I thought that Silver Moon would be spotting him, but just a little bit of a miscommunication, or lack thereof. But I did decent damage to him. I am obviously, because if you look on the minimap, that Mogami looks like he was last spotted heading into Objective Alpha, so I am definitely going to turn around. I do not want to go head on to a Mogami and as you'll see in a little bit, or you might have noticed if you've been paying very close attention. He is running the 155 millimeters, I believe it is. So he's got 3 guns per turret. He's got 5 turrets, so that's 15 shells. That is the fire starter. That is the destroyer killer setup. As you can also see, he is in the cap because the cap has stopped. So I'm going to be moving out of the smoke. I do not know if he's got hydro. I do not want to test it out. So I'm going to bail very shortly here. Pop my speed boost. And I will switch to armor piercing because at this range the Benson is able to penetrate citadels. Do make a bit of a mistake. I wasn't sure if he was going to turn away or not. So I went with the widespread. Kind of a mistake. But you live and you learn. Regardless, this is getting really close. Mogami does hit me pretty well as the Benson also gets spotted there. I start shooting at him. Trying to do as much damage as I can before I die. My torps are on reload, so there's no going to those. And there's no point, really. I'm dead. I am dead. No torp hits. And it looks like it's 2v3. We had this kind of in the bag. We had the slight advantage. We had the DDs, and while they had a more balanced setup. However, our Benson does look like he's going to kill this Mogami. With 1900 health, fighting a Benson, it's pretty difficult to kill him, especially with that horrible turret reverse that you get with the 155 millimeters. Okay, he got him with the torpedo. But yeah, as I was mentioning, in that situation there while I was fighting another DD, there's no point in really trying to torp him, especially with the insane reload of 3.3 seconds on the Benson. Now, for whatever reason, I don't know why this happened, but my recording just went poo or something, because this stuttering, I don't know, it was fine throughout the video, but I apologize for this, and the quality that this is it's probably hurting your eyes, but yeah, nonetheless, it's still exciting, and you guys still get the point. I am obviously going to spectate the rest of this game. I did okay, I got 3 kills, 66,000 damage, so overall that's good. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, if you're in the middle of a fight with a DD, don't try and torpedo him. Go with the secure damage with your guns. You're more likely to hit him with your guns than you are with your torpedo. But unless the only reason that I could see that happening or being a good idea is if you are on extremely low health and he's got full health and you really need to hit him really hard. But even then, sometimes the secure damage, doing only 1 or 2k to another DD is enough for your other DDs on your team to finish him. All that little bit helps, because as you know, destroyers don't have that many hit points. Even with survivability expert Benson, he only has 18,000 hit points. So, and you do 1,000, 2,000 damage, it's really about 1/9 of his HP. Grudge is obviously torping him. I'm telling him to smoke because he is on fire, and it looks like he's gonna die. But I think he ran out of smoke, which is a little unfortunate. So we have about 1:30 left. This is gonna come down just to the wire. The enemy Benson's on about 3k health, and our Benson's on 13,000. So either way you look at it, he should be okay, unless he gets torped. But he is a Benson, so he shouldn't really get torped. But we'll just have to wait and see. We do have Objective Bravo. We are on Objective Alpha, so they are not gaining any points. I'm just worried about the timer. We only have a minute left. I don't know if we can recover almost 80 points in less than a minute. But it is definitely going to get very, very close. Either way, I say you have to go push in. I don't know. It was very risky. Either way you look at it, if you don't kill the enemy Benson in time, then you lose. But if you get this cap, then you still win. You know, you might win on points, you might still lose on points. 30 seconds left. It's gonna come down to the wire here, and it is kind of winding up here. Oh boy, this is gonna be really close. I really don't like this one bit. I think the Benson does get spotted here. He shoots. 5 seconds left. Sorry, that was probably really loud. Not gonna kill him. 2 seconds left. 8:19. Another tick. Yes, we win. We win. Just on the nick of time, we win. What an amazing game that was. Certainly something that I have to thank my Benson for and the rest of my team for. I ended up second, so even if we did lose, I would have lost a star, but that's nice. I did get to rank 9. Did some pretty good damage all in all. Credits are okay. It's ranked. I'm not expecting that. I want to get to rank 1. But that is all for me. Brothers in Arms, World of Warships, ElasticSpyder here, signing out.